to the cloud body. Oh, it is just, I love this practice. I love this practice. I also send it to, I send recordings to a couple people as well. So hello to you. And this evening, because we're going to end up doing a waterfall with the legs on the chair, I have my chair. I have a pillow because why not? It might come in handy. I found this really cool little bolster. I got these on Amazon and I like them, but you could use one or two folded blankets would work just fine. I have my aromatherapy for when it's time for our final relaxation. Have that, and I have my eye pillow. It really makes a difference when you have the pillow over your eyes. I know that oftentimes we kind of rush things or think, oh, well, I don't need that, but it makes a difference because it really helps to relax your nervous system. So I'm going to put those over here. I have three folded blankets because maybe I'll use them instead of my bolster. Hey, the more cozies you have, the better. We have a blanket to cover up with. Then I have a chair. We're going to begin seated. It's okay if you're not seated in a chair, but if you want to sit in a chair, it can be kind of nice. I'm actually going to bring a little softness to my seat. I'm going to put a blanket there. I'm going to bring a little softness to under my feet. Got a little blanket there. And then adjusting, sort of shifting a little from side to side. Of course, you want a sturdy chair or an ottoman or a stool. Something that allows you to sit up nice and tall. Sometimes when we're seated on the ground, we tend to hunch forward a little bit more. And so this encourages us to open up. And you can kind of lift your heels and then lift the ball of each foot, playing around with your ankles a little and rub up and down your legs. And just take a nice deep breath and let it go. Let's uh, let's clear a little bit of the day away and do a little kenyoku dry bathing. Take two fingers to your arms, scraping down, and the other side scraping down. We'll do that a couple times on each side, just going from one arm to the other. And it's just like taking a shower. It's this idea of just clearing and cleansing, releasing any energetic debris from one shoulder down to the hip and from the other shoulder down to the hip. You can do that a couple times to feel nice and clear. And then shake out your hands and rub your hands. Get them nice and warm. And bring one hand to your heart and the other to your belly. And just take a few deep breaths here. Let your jaw relax. Feel your feet and your tailbone rooting into the earth, rooting into support beneath you, because you're always supported. And as you breathe, you notice your breath, you notice your heartbeat. And when we feel supported, we can more easily clear our mind, more easily relax our desire to think and plan. There's always a lot to do, and it'll be there when you're done with your practice. You can kind of come back to the present moment and just allow yourself to feel your breath. Our breath sort of illustrates how we feel. Kind of notice if it can sink down towards your abdomen. Maybe it can expand to your side ribs. Or maybe you can breathe into the backs of your lungs. You can even bring your hands to different areas, different places on your body that you would like your kind of hands as breath magnets to encourage your breath to go. Maybe there's a place that has nothing to do with the physical location of your lungs. Maybe your shoulders. Breathing, envisioning your breath making its way to those spaces that need a little more love. Hmm. And now we're going to take our fingers, our five dragons. And we're gonna run them through our scalp, through our hair. So I have a little thing. I'm just gonna put that off to the side, and I'll just run your fingers through your hair, massage your scalp. You can kind of rub the back of your head. There's another practice called drumming that's kind of nice where you bring your hands to your temples and you just tap the back of your head. You just sort of drum the back of your head. I don't know if you could have seen that. I don't know if I was up too far. Yeah, drumming, relaxing the back of your head. Ah, we'll do a little bit more for our face next. So if you have glasses, you can just remove them. I'll just bring mine to my leg. That works. And I'm going to take my tappy fingers and tap between my eyebrows. Calm the spirit point. Tapping over to your temples, the outside of your eyebrows. Gonna tap down under your eyes, your cheekbones. Hmm. Tapping under your nose, kind of on your gums, so you're not tapping on your teeth at all. And we'll tap kind of on the lower gums, kind of above your chin. And we'll tap under your collarbones. And since it is the holiday season and lots of interactions and wanting to keep ourselves nice and healthy and keeping our lungs healthy, we're going to do bee breath here, Brahmari. So inhaling through your nose, and on your exhale, you'll hum and let it be kind of a hum that goes into your nasal cavities. Hmm. Hmm. Now let your hands rest with your fingertips on your collarbones and kind of envision sending a bright, healing white light into your lungs. Through the palms of your hands or perhaps through your nose. You could be breathing it in and sending it from the outside of your body in. Mm, and smile into your lungs. And that bright white light and that smile clear your lungs. Encourage clearing into each nook and cranny, all the way down to the bottoms, your tops, sides, just this gentle, bright white healing light cleansing and clearing your lungs. Now bring your hands down to your legs. We're gonna have some cats and cows. Seated cats and cows can feel kind of nice in a chair. Again, we're a little less rounded forward, and so we're able to open up a little more. Maybe you even lift your chin if it feels good, and really rounding through your spine. Maybe you move along with your breath. And coming to a tall spine, walk your feet wide. We're going to do a little bit of lateral stretching with some massaging as well on some of the areas associated with the lung meridians. Take some fingertips to your shoulder and just rotate your shoulder, just that one arm. Now, you can kind of play around with this. If it feels good, you can extend your arm. Maybe you drape your arm over your head, your elbow stays bent, and you're getting this nice stretch through your side ribs. And let's bring the other hand in and let that other hand find, palpate, move around the ribs, under the shoulder blade a little, maybe in between the ribs. You might have little sticky spots, getting some extra assistance from your very own healing hand. And go the other direction. Your arm circles if you haven't already. You can move wherever your hand goes, where your fingers find. I can just feel free. Let that arm come down to your side and shake it out. Let it relax. Bring your fingers to under your collarbone, and you're just going to massage under your collarbone, making your way towards that shoulder. And you'll probably find a point closer to the shoulder that might be a little tender. Just linger there. Breathe into any tender points, the lung meridian, keeping our lungs nice and healthy, the kind of physiological and anatomical lung, but also helping us to release anything we're holding on to that it's time to let go of. Metal element is the ephemeral. Oh, nothing lasts forever, and that's what makes life so beautiful. And let that go, and we'll switch sides. Bring your other fingertips to your shoulder and start to make some circles. Maybe you extend your arm with your circles. Maybe you incorporate that other hand and start to palpate and feel around under your shoulder blade, between your ribs, wherever you go. And this side's probably different. You might have a different an injury in the side, and in which case having the fingertips on the shoulder will help you feel more stable. And then go the other direction. And seeing if your breath can come along with you. I love that. I'll find if I find a juicy knot, I just want to be there. You can stop at any time, can linger anywhere. I don't know if you've ever had structural integration. It's a form of massage therapy that a lot of people don't like, where the therapist will help to find kind of a trigger point and then have you move the muscles around that trigger point. Now let that go. Let your hand rest and bring your fingertips under your collarbone, making like little circles, kind of pressing into the muscle tissue and making your way out towards the shoulder. And playing around. And I'm a little less tender on this side than I was on the other side. Maybe you're noticing something similar. Just knowing that that's always interesting. Just breathing, whatever you notice. Maybe the tissue feels different. We don't have to rationalize. We don't have to know why. We have to allow ourselves to feel, to process. And take a deep breath and let it go. Shake out your hand. Move your wrists around a little. That we didn't really do much with our wrists. That could feel really good. In fact, interlace your fingers, press your hands away from you. Get a stretch through your fingers and reach your arms up, and then let the arms come down. Interlace your fingers with the other finger configuration, the one that feels odd. Press your hands away. Now our upper bodies are ready for a flowing waterfall or cascading waterfall. Go ahead and stand up, and you're going to put your chair at the foot where your knees, the low leg, are going to be. I'm going to use my little bolster. Now, depending upon how your spine feels, you might not want to do this, but you could always try it and come out of it. Another way is to have, instead of this bolster or an extra folded blanket that make your hips a little bit higher, that's another way to do it. And then you would have just a folded blanket along the edge here. Your shoulder blades are going to come down to the ground, and you're definitely going to want a little support under your head. So that could be in the form of a pillow if that feels good to you, or I'm going to use this other blanket that I have. So in this particular configuration, with a little extra height under my hips, and it could be an extra folded blanket, and I have to adjust things so that my hips have a little more height. I think I'm probably going to have to adjust my blanket, because what I want is to have my shoulder blades on the ground, which they are not currently. Ooh, there we go. You can move things around. And again, if having that extra height under your hips is not good for you, you can use a blanket. You can always kind of roll to your side and reconfigure yourself. You can have a blanket just like this. Legs go over your chair, shoulder blades on the ground, and you're getting that chest opener without that extra height in the hips. So a couple different options here. I like the bolster, so I'm going to go back to it, but I want you to get comfortable. Make sure your head has enough support, that you feel like that kind of gentle chest opener is working for you. Being willing to make changes and cover yourself up. If you have glasses, you're going to want to remove them, to place an eye pillow over your eyes. Getting yourself really nice and comfortable. And if you need to come out, it's wise to roll to your side to do so. I'm just going to make a few adjustments to my setup. It's kind of like having that extra height. So I've got the extra height hat. Always just a matter of getting yourself where you want to go, isn't it? All right, so I got the height under my sacrum. That feels nice to me. Oh yeah. So just let your arms, maybe they rest at your sides, maybe your hands rest on your belly. Again, have your eye pillow. And what a wonderful place to be when we have our legs elevated. It immediately affects the nervous system. You might even feel kind of a whoosh of relaxation, feeling your breath. This is so beneficial for our kidneys as well. The kidneys being a water element organ, the season of winter, our ancestry, our ancestral chi, the energy that we were born with. It comes to us through our parentage and lasts over the course of our life. And we only have so much of it, but we can strengthen it and encourage it through our practices, especially through practicing conscious rest, which stimulates your parasympathetic nervous response. And so, as you're here, hopefully you're settling in a little more and feeling some gentle release throughout your body. Notice your breath and allow it to flow naturally, softly, like the waves of the ocean. How wonderful to give yourself the gift of nourishment, of plugging yourself in. And when your mind wanders, as it's programmed to do, bring your awareness back to your exhalation, feeling your abdomen fall down towards your spine as you passively encourage the stretch, the release, the nourishment of your tissues and cells. And allow yourself to sink into the support of the earth. Begin to deepen your breath. Small movements in your fingers and your toes, and your wrists and ankles. And we're going to take our time coming out of this posture. And so you want to come off of the height underneath of you. So maybe you bend your knees, and I'm able to scooch my bolster out from under me. Maybe you roll to your side and then bring that blanket that was behind you up on, kind of up against your back a little. That can feel nice. You might have a pillow close by that you can kind of bring between your knees, shins, and ankles. That also can feel very nice. And let yourself rest here. If your eye pillow falls off, just keep your eyes closed and cross your arms. Let your hands kind of rub your upper arms, rub your shoulders. Side lying resting pose. Making sure your head has enough support, maybe kind of snuggling your blanket around you, however you do. This is a balm for the nervous system. Just let yourself be here and breathe. Begin to pat each shoulder with your fingertips. And very slowly, you're going to push yourself up to the seat. So, and take your time. Finding my glasses is always the trick. And we're going to use our chair for a half dragonfly. But I'd like to first take one of your blankets and just fold it up so that you have kind of a little bit of height under your bum. You can face your chair if you'd like, that's fine, or you can face a different direction. Have that blanket on your chair, maybe. And we're going to cross the legs. Let your hands come to your knees. We're going to make a few circles. slow circles, one direction, moving very slowly. You might even be able to have half of a breath, an in breath, and half of your circle, and an out breath, the other half of your circle. And go the other direction. Back up to a tall spine. And bring one leg out and let your other foot come in. You're actually going to give yourself a little foot massage. So, kind of take your thumbs and stimulate the bottom of your foot. You could even remove a sock if you have a sock on and get into between your toes where it feels good. And there's a point where the ball of your foot meets the arch, the bubbling wellspring, which is a kidney acupressure point. And so you're just encouraging that kidney chi that you were born with that lasts over the course of your life to just do its best. All we can really ask for. It's even nice, you could reapply your sock or you can have a blanket on. You're going to sit up nice and tall and we're going to find a half dragonfly. So one leg is long. You might even, I'm going to take a blanket and roll it up and place it under my knee of that long leg. Got a little bit of height under your hips. And you can either have the chair where your hands come to the chair, or maybe you have another setup. Maybe you have bolster and a pillow, and you relax over those, just getting that stretch through the long leg and also into your hip. Some other adaptations would be having maybe the pillow supporting your knee and your hip. I'm gonna do that. That just feels nice. It's not that my hip feel doesn't feel wobbly, but it can be nice to just try something like that out and then letting your hands maybe come to the chair seat. You can remove your glasses again. Nice thing with the chairs, I can have them right there and just make sure you feel comfortable allowing this very passive stretch. Stretch on your inner leg, your low back. Forward folds are just so nourishing to the nervous system as well. And you can let your head and neck relax, let your shoulders relax. Just breathe, breathing into the backs of your lungs, envisioning your breath moving back ribs, envisioning that bright white healing light making its way to the backs of your lungs, back ribs. bring yourself back up to tall spine. Gonna scooch my chair out of the way a little bit. And then take your hands to your knee. Help that knee to bend of your straight leg and bring the soles of your feet together. Sitting in a cobbler's pose. And bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Bring your knees together and extend your legs long. And bounce your knees a little bit. And point and flex your toes. Always scooch your chair off a little bit more if you need to. Only gonna pat down and up the legs. So, starting at the top of your legs, going down and back up. Stimulating the meridians of the earth element, our sense of support and nourishment, the water elements, our ancestry, our kidney chi, creativity, the wood element, our desire for new growth and planning, and very much our left brain stuff. Now we're gonna switch sides. So I really liked my setup on that side. So I'm gonna stretch out one leg and then stick my sock back on. Kind of cold and then it's hard to relax. I'm gonna bring my hands to my other knee, bend the knee, and I'm gonna take my sock off just because I liked that. Massage the inside of the foot. You can just go wherever it feels good. I also have this blanket that I'm gonna put under my long leg knee, and I have a pillow that I'm gonna stick under my hip, and that just works out nicely. Maybe you're massaging the arch of your foot, maybe your big toe joint. Wherever you go is perfect. Give me one acupressure point. And then bring that foot in towards your inner leg. Bring your support or your half dragonfly, however you'd like to orient yourself, sitting up nice and tall and then folding forward, maybe turning your head the other direction, removing glasses, and allow yourself to rest. Breathe into the backs of your lungs. And allow the passive stretching of your legs. The broadening of your low back. Relax your jaw. Take a deep breath and let it go. Slowly make your way back up to a seat, tall spine. You're going to take your hands to your knee and help your knee to bend, bringing your foot in so the soles of your feet can face each other and butterfly and flap your little butterfly wings a little. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Bring your knees together, straighten your legs, and let's pat again down and up. Just a nice stretch. We'll come back up to a tall spine. And I'm going to reapply my sock. And we're going to start to prepare to come back down to our backs. Now, we're not coming into final relaxation just yet, but we're going to do a reclined twist. I'm going to stick my chair off to the side. You no longer need that. I'm going to take I could take two long folded blankets. That would be a good option. And I'm going to place them on my right side where my leg is going to go in my twist. So this is a really great option to have a little extra height under the leg. Maybe you have another, a bolster. I'm going to use just my pillows and two stacked blankets. I'm going to bring my other blankets where my head is going to go. And I'm just gonna really slowly start to come down to my back and bring your knees in towards your chest and give them a squeeze. Rock from side to side, some sacral rocking, letting your head rock the opposite direction as your knees. Noticing your breath and just in general, how are you doing? Straighten out your right leg and bring your left knee kind of opening it up to the left and then across to the right. So we're going to play around a little bit with that twisting and opening the hip and then coming across motion, being very gentle because that's what this practice is really all about. When we are too intense with ourselves, we seize up and kind of cause some constriction in the muscles as well. So you're going to be nice and gentle. And when your leg is ready to come over to the pillows, maybe it does. Perhaps you even have another pillow under your left shoulder to offer a little more support in this twist. I'm going to remove my glasses because why not? We're gonna end up doing this on the other side shortly, but just seeing if you can be here for a few breaths and really relax and release into the support beneath you. Letting your belly expand as you inhale and sinking a little more as you exhale. Just are very nourishing for the spine and helpful in digestion as well. Your hand perhaps rests on your left low ribs. You might even breathe into the palm of your hand, breathing into your stomach, pain, releasing worry, encouraging contentment. Mm. Now back to center. Shift your blanket configuration to the other side, perhaps gracefully or otherwise. Bring both knees into your chest and give them a squeeze. Now we'll switch sides. Extend your left leg long. Let your right leg come into your right hand and across to your left. Kind of playing around with hip and spine and seeing what works for you on this side. And again, having a pillow under your right shoulder would add an extra a bit of support. So you might be able to make that happen, or a blanket folded up, and let your leg come over, and maybe you adjust your hips so that they're a bit more kind of perpendicular, I guess, to the mat, or maybe that's not in the cards. That's fine too. It just depends on your bodily experience has been. We're not symmetrical. We weren't created that way. And the course of our lives, we have different injuries, different experiences, and so being able to view yourself with compassion for your human experience is so important. You might rub your right ribs with your right hand and feel the warmth of your hand breathing into your liver, releasing anger, encouraging generosity and kindness. Bring your breath into your awareness, feeling your body relax a little more, release a little more awareness. Come back to center. Let your hips come to the ground. Bend your knees and bring your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze and rock from side to side. We're going to set ourselves up for final relaxation. So roll over to your side and slowly make your way up to a seat as we get ourselves extra comfy and cozy. I'm going to take a blanket and make it long so that my spine can really rest on the softness. I do have pillow, I have a bolster, so I'm able to fashion kind of a ramp, but this can be done also with a rolled up blanket. Take a blanket and roll it up, place it kind of where your knees are going to go, and bring a pillow right here so your knees catch on the pillow and your lower leg comes down on the blanket or on the pillow. The more height, the better sometimes. So if it's higher, you'll have less strain on your low back. So it's something to consider. Since I have this bolster, I'm going to use it and create that ramp for my lower legs. Make sure that I have some support for my head. And I have my aromatherapy. I have my eye pillow. And well, you also have a blanket to cover up with. I just like to leave myself so that you can see what's going on. Now bring legs over your bolster. And slowly make your way back down. Make sure you have things just right. Your head has enough support. You might even roll the bottom of your blanket up under your neck so that it kind of cradles your occiput. And we want our chin to be slightly lower than the forehead, which also helps to stimulate our parasympathetic nervous response. Remove glasses, grab your aromatherapy, and enjoy that aroma. Maybe placing it over your nose. And noticing how it makes you feel. And also rub your hands in different areas of your body that need a little extra love and attention. And then as you feel ready, apply your eye pillow and settle in for deep relaxation, knowing that you are going to be welcome to stay here even after I start to come out of this posture. So just know that if it just feels so delicious, that you are welcome to stay here as long as you would like. I like to have my hands resting on my body. I just find that to be very comforting. You might have your arms at your sides. Maybe you have your lower arms on pillows at your sides. Really soften yourself up. And take a few slow, deep breaths. And throughout our practice, it is a very quiet practice, but it's also very effective. There's been a lot of stretching, there's been tapotement, tapping, self massage. We even utilized a healing sound, visualization of that bright white healing light. And we've had some breath awareness, aromatherapy, and all this restorative postures as well as some stretching. And so allow yourself to feel content and complete as you rest and absorb and plug yourself. Encouraging the benefits of your practice to soak into every tissue, every one of your trillions of cells. welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. If it's time to transition, bring awareness to your breath. Let's start to make small movement in your fingers and toes, and your wrists and ankles, and give yourself a full body stretch. And slowly roll to your side and be there. There is no rush. Your eye pillow comes off. Keep your eyes closed. And then slowly make your way up. Side. Rock a little from side to side and front to back. Feel your tailbone sink into the earth and the crown of your head extends towards the heaven. Bring a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly. And offer yourself kindness, compassion, peace, love, and a heartfelt smile. And allow those components to permeate your being and to be part of each interaction. Namaste. I sincerely thank you for your practice, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, take good care.